flexible, scalable, and easy to manage. But then something interesting happens as the business grows. The cloud bill starts to climb, and sometimes it climbs faster than the business growth itself. Most of the time, it's not because the company is using more technology, it's because they're paying for resources they're not actually using. Servers that were oversized just in case, development environments that were never turned off, old storage from projects that ended months ago. This is what's called cloud waste. And studies show that many organizations believe 25% or more of their cloud spending is wasted every year. So today I want to walk through how cloud waste happens, how to spot it, and more important, how businesses can control it as they scale. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Kinnett. I'm the CEO and founder of Eternal Networks. And at Eternal Networks, we believe in empowering businesses and people with the knowledge that they need to succeed with their technology. And so every Friday around 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, I go live on all of our different socials to discuss different educational topics around technology and cybersecurity and AI to help empower others. At Eternal Networks, we're dedicated to creating safe and secure environments for businesses and people to do what they love and to thrive. And we believe that helping to educate others on technology and cybersecurity is a key part of our mission. At the end of the live stream today, I'll make sure to leave time to answer questions from you, our audience. So if you have them, throw them in the comments or chat at any point in time, whatever platform you're on. I'll see those and cover those at the end. With all the introductions aside, let's get on to today's topic. All right, cloud waste. What is it, right? Well, cloud waste happens when organizations are paying for cloud resources that don't actually add any value to the business. That can include things like servers that are significantly larger than what's actually needed, storage from projects that have already ended. Maybe it's development or testing environments that were left running overnight or on weekends. Idle databases, containers, virtual machines that nobody is actively using. Because cloud providers operate on a pay-as-you-go model, every one of those resources continues generating costs the entire time that they're running. It's kind of like leaving every machine in a factory running 24 hours a day, even when no one's working. In most environments, cloud waste doesn't happen because somebody made a bad decision. It usually happens because the cloud makes it very easy to spin up or turn on resources quickly, but it's just as easy to forget about them later on. Some of the most common causes include over-provisioning. Maybe you choose the larger server just in case, right, to have some room to grow. Orphaned resources might be leftover storage, load balancers, IP addresses from projects that were completed. Idle environments is another big one, right? It might be a development or a testing system, or it might just be a system that you only need during business hours, but it's running 24/7. All of this can add to waste. Unused storage, right? Old files or backups that are never archived or deleted. Another important note, right, with cloud providers, different types of storage have different costs associated with them. So if you've got data that can be archived at a much, much lower cost, and you're using it in a system where you're paying 2 or 3 or maybe even more times what the archive cost is, that's additional cloud waste there. And individually, all of these costs might seem small, but across an entire environment, they can quietly grow into a very large monthly bill. Solving cloud waste usually isn't a one-time cleanup project. It requires something called FinOps, which stands for Financial Operations. FinOps is really about bringing financial accountability into cloud usage. Instead of treating cloud infrastructure as a fixed IT expense, businesses begin managing it like a dynamic business variable that's constantly being measured and optimized. And the key point here is collaboration. FinOps works best when finance, operations, and technology teams all work together to understand where money is being spent and how it supports the business's goals. The first step is to gain visibility. You've got to understand what you're using before you can make any decisions on cutting any of that waste. You have to see where the money is going. Most cloud platforms already provide cost management tools that show exactly how resources are being used. Some practical ways that you can improve visibility include using consistent tagging for resources, and different platforms do this differently. Assign each cloud asset to a department, a project, or an owner, and then monitor usage dashboards regularly. Don't just check it once a month, because if you're checking it at the end of the month and some misconfiguration or something happened on the 1st and you're looking on the 30th, well, you may have paid for an entire month and not notice that. So regularly check those usage dashboards and look for spikes, look for increases. You can also use third-party optimization tools for deeper insights, some of which will even report and notify you if something changes that's going to impact your costs. Once you have that visibility, you can then start identifying areas where resources are underutilized or unnecessary. Once organizations can see their usage clearly, they often discover some easy opportunities to reduce waste. For example, you might look and decide you can automatically shut down development environments during nights and weekends. You might be able to move older data to archival storage tiers, like I mentioned, that cost significantly less. You can right-size servers based on actual CPU or workload usage. If a server is using less than about 20% of its capacity, it's usually larger than necessary and can often be replaced with a smaller, more cost-effective option. Most cloud providers also offer discounts when businesses commit to using certain resources for 1 to 3 years. Just two of the big examples. Amazon Web Services has something they call AWS savings plans. And Microsoft Azure has Azure reserved instances. So you can say, hey, I'm going to commit to a reserved instance for 1 year with these resources, and they will give you a significant discount on that, overpaying as you go. And these can provide significant cost savings for those predictable workloads. But there's an important rule here, right? You need to optimize first and then commit second. Don't look at what you're using and say, well, let's commit to that for a year or 3 years. You want to look at it and say, is this what we need? Is this the right size? Because if you commit to oversized infrastructure, you're basically locking in wasted spending for years, right? So optimize, then commit to get that additional savings. And it's also important to know that managing cloud costs isn't something that you do once and forget about. It works best as a continuous cycle. Make it a business process that you do regularly. What that might look like for your organization: monthly or quarterly cloud cost reviews. Sharing your cost data with development teams. Let them know, like, hey, when you're spinning up development environments, this is what it's costing. They might be able to make some decisions as they're going to reduce that spend. And then monitor usage trends as business grows, right? If you're looking at it monthly or quarterly, don't look at that month independent. Look at it compared to the month before and the month before and the month before, and see which direction you're heading in. Also, implement automation to prevent waste before it starts. When teams can see how their technical decisions affect real costs, they can become strong partners in keeping your environments efficient. The cloud is amazing. It gives businesses incredible flexibility, but that flexibility only works in your favor when your resources are managed intelligently and proactively. When cloud waste is under control, your budgets become much more predictable. Your infrastructure becomes more efficient, And businesses can reinvest savings into innovation, security, and growth. And that's really the goal. Not just scaling bigger, but scaling smarter. If you're utilizing cloud resources and you've noticed your cloud costs increasing, either as you grow or just over time, it might not mean that you need less cloud. It might just simply mean that your environment needs better visibility and better optimization. At Eternal Networks, we help organizations review their infrastructure and identify areas of waste, as well as to implement strategies that can make cloud environments more efficient and easier to manage long-term. You'll see a link on the screen and in the chat, in the comments, if you'd like to schedule a conversation with me about this or about any other tech or cyber. I really enjoy talking with others, and especially talking tech and strategy with other business leaders. All right, that being said, let's see if we've got any comments or questions from our audience. I don't see any questions from our live audience. So thank you for joining us, whether you're watching live or after the fact. We really appreciate it. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, any sort of feedback. We really appreciate it. Your feedback helps us to create more content that's valuable to you. And don't forget you can subscribe to our channel, hit those bell notification icons so you don't miss any updates on any future information that we share. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you to navigate the world of technology and cybersecurity. And if you need any further assistance, you can always DM me, or all of our contact information is available on our website at itnet.works. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.